Good weekend to you, Jordan. Nice to see you again, though I don't actually see you in these, but you get my point, I think. The rhetorical device stands. Not a whole lot to report around here, except, of course, for the fact that we've been swimming through a sea of veterinary bills. The hairless cat is in the early stages of heart failure, and it took a lot of time to diagnose that last weekend. Plus, the puppy has ringworm, which is not really a big deal, but still something that had to get taken care of. You had asked me why I became a teacher, and I think I probably have told you this before, but we can go through it again. So, when you major in a science, as you are going to find out, there's really not a whole lot of things that you can do. There's really like 3 courses, or maybe 4 courses of action you can take. The first is pre-med, so you can become a doctor. Okay, fine. Not for me. For a lot of reasons, but mostly because I was never inclined to get an A in a subject like organic chemistry when a B was perfectly fine for my purpose. And doctors, pre-med, need to get like the highest grades possible, generally, so not for me. Plus, I just have no real interest in the profession. The second option is to do nothing related to your degree, to go and get a job doing something else, and this happens more often than you might think. The third option is to go into research, and research is great. I did some research in college, nothing major. I learned that research is not for me because I have no inclination to spend decades of my life studying one tiny little aspect of a particular field of biology and maybe make a breakthrough. Maybe not. It depends. And then the last one to me was teaching. And teaching seemed like by far the best one. So both of my parents are teachers, and they had always told me that I was good at teaching. Like I showed the natural skills necessary to be a teacher, and family friends had the same thing, but I didn't actually believe them. But I decided that I wanted to be a teacher because it really seemed like the only steady gig that I could hold down where I could use the degree and talk about things that I'm interested in, specifically biology, but still kind of make a living. I decided to pursue teaching. And when I pursued teaching, it was relatively easy. So after I got my undergraduate degree, I could get a master's in education for like another 3 semesters of effort. And so it seemed like the natural thing to do. And it turns out that I like it a lot. I won't pretend that I'm the best teacher in the world by any stretch. I don't actually think such a thing exists. And I know that my style isn't for every student that I have. A lot of students find my style to be somewhat difficult for a couple of reasons that we could maybe talk about at another point. But I do like the job, and I think that it's a really important job, and I think that I am good at it. Pretty objectively, I think at this point, I can say that I'm a good teacher. Mostly because I know that I'm not a perfect teacher, if that makes any sense. So that's why teaching worked for me, and it's been a great career. I get to do a lot of really cool things. I get to teach great kids, and it's just fun. We should point out that living on Long Island is really one of the only places in the country where a teacher can live and make a salary that enables them to live by only teaching. In most places in the country, teachers make bullcrap, and they have to hold down multiple jobs and all of this sort of stuff, and so that's a different thing. And I guess that gets into the whole point that if you are thinking about being a teacher, you have to understand that teachers are almost universally disrespected by large segments of the population for a couple of different reasons. Mostly because I think we're really bad at our own messaging. We're too busy teaching to really focus on that. But also because everybody's been to school, and so everybody assumes that since they've been to school, they're experts on teaching. And, of course, that's not true. I hope that that makes sense to you. My question to you is, now that you're in your sophomore year, what are you thinking about doing? So tell me what you're thinking about doing, respond back, and we'll talk about that. Other than that, not so much looking forward for the next 2 weeks. Just the first exam of the year in AP and in Honors Chem. I have a student teacher, so he's really taking over most of Honors Chem, and just kind of going forward. All right, moving into October, and that's about it. I hope everything's going well with you since last we spoke, and I hope that the concerts that you were working at were good, and I look forward to seeing what else you're doing. All right, take it easy, my friend. Bye.